Hello everyone, Catweazle here. Welcome to the channel and welcome back to our playthrough of Eldritch Horror and the twin blasphemies of the Black Goat. We're still up against Shub-Niggurath and her evil plans, and we've got 4 of our investigators trying to stop that. Don't think there was any problems with episode 5 apart from one thing. Jenny had an encounter on space 6, and that is one of the spaces where she had to get rid of a clue for searching for Isabel. So as soon as you have an encounter there, you can get rid of that clue for that space. I've done that now. She's only got a single clue on her search for Isabel personal story, and that's up at space 1, which is up there right at the top left hand side, just below where we've got our rumour card there. So if she can get up there, she can have an encounter, she can get rid of that final clue, and she too can complete her personal story just like Leo has. But apart from that, I think everything was fine. So let's get straight to the action phase. Our first player is still going to be Finn. So we'll pop across and have a look at his player tray. Finn had been returning from another meeting with the strange group of Japanese when he had felt a familiar prickle on the back of his neck. He was being watched. Ducking into a busy market, the bootlegger busied himself in throwing off his tail. After doubling back several times and a change of jacket, courtesy of an all-night tailor's, he finally felt safe enough to return to his hotel. He entered via the service entrance and made his way up the back stairs. Trembling, he opened a bottle of hooch that he'd brought with him from the States, and he drank deeply. The more he drank, the more he realised it was time to leave Tokyo. Finn fumbled open his suitcase and looked at the tickets he had bought just in case he had to leave in a hurry. Time to head further west. To Africa. So, here we are with Finn. And what he's going to do is he's going to take these 2 tickets that he's just found in his suitcase, and yes, he's going to spend them. So let's get across to the board and let's see what he's going to do. And here we are at the board. I've stayed zoomed out because he's going to be a bit of a globetrotter, is old Finn. So Finn's here. So first of all, he's going to move to space 20. Then he's going to spend his ship ticket. That will get him here to space 17, but he still has a train ticket. So he's going to miss Mr. Proto-Shoggoth and he's going to carry on to Istanbul. But he isn't finished yet because he's got his special ability. And he's just going to pop down here to the pyramids. So there we are where the honoured dead is. And he's going to pop down there to the pyramids with his special ability. So that is both of his actions. That is it for Finn. Next up, it is Jenny Barnes. Jenny rested in Panama with Uncle Leo. It had been a hectic few weeks, and she was physically and mentally exhausted. Only after a few days did she pick up on the leads that Diana had given her. Diana had been here a month or so back, and Jenny managed to put the former cultist's information to good use. A girl answering Isabel's description had been seen on a steamer heading for New Orleans. So here we are with Jenny, and yes, she's in New Orleans, and she managed to get rid of that clue that was on here, which I forgot to do last episode, but she did complete a encounter in on space 6, so we were able to get rid of it. And what are we going to do now? Well, think first of all we're going to travel, and then she's going to try and acquire some assets. So let's get across to the board and see what she's going to do. So here we are with Jenny, and yes, she's just going to move 1 space to San Francisco. Then she is going to acquire assets, so let's do some rolling. And here we are at the asset reserve. So she's got 6 dice with the black fan. She's got 4 influence anyway, 2 for the black fan. We've already got 2 successes because of the black fan. And we also get to add 1 to one of our dice thanks to fine jewellery. So hopefully we'll be able to clear this little lot out. And that is one of the worst rolls I've ever done. With 6 dice, look at that. That is awful. At least this one can be changed into a 5. We already have 2 successes because of the black fan. So we have 3 successes. Oh, that was absolute rubbish. We're going to take a bank loan as well, which will give us 2 extra successes. So that's 5 successes. Oh, awful. And 5 successes do mean that we clean this out, but I thought it'd be a lot easier than that. The bank loan is obviously going to go straight back in. We'll go through the familiar pantomime where we actually pick it out, because you should really pick it out. We'll pull it till we get, ooh, there we go, it's on there, but we get to put it back in. And because Daddy is paying, and well, good news, we can pick all of these up. So the Scroll of Secrets, the Kerosene, the Painkillers and the Arcane Assistant, she gets all of those. And I'll flash those up very quickly, including the Kerosene, which I forgot to flash. I bloody scanned it as well and I forgot. I moan how much about how I've got to scan things and then I don't even show it on the footage. But you'll see it this time. So she's got all 4 of those with those 5 successes. And she's certainly got plenty of things that she can throw away. Well, trade away now, or throw away should we have to. But I think there is something, yes, the Scroll of Secrets. When you gain this card from the Deco Reserve, we gain a clue. So we're going to get a clue as well. So I'll get Brian's favourite bag. And we'll just pick one out. And she's got a clue. Which is always useful, I find. So that's great. Okay. So now we've got to draw 4 more assets out of the deck, which is always good for a laugh. Let me just move this out of the way. I'll try and find a way to do it. So here we are. We'll just do a quick cut. And like that. And then I'm just going to turn them over. So our first one is a time-worn brand. I will, of course, scan these, followed by an occult tablet, followed by a blunderbuss. So we did get a weapon, and finally we get a wireless report. Right, I'll just read through these in order, and then we can put them in the reserve. So first up, time-worn brand, cost of 1. Item, magical relic weapon. So this is rather cheap for a magical relic weapon. Gain +1 strength during combat encounters. You may re-roll 1 die when resolving a strength test during a combat encounter. So that's a pretty good weapon. She might just pick that up because for herself. Then we've got occult tablet, which is a cost of 3. Item, relic tome. Gain +3 law when resolving spell effects. Excellent. When you perform a rest action, you may test law. If you pass, you may spend 1 sanity to gain 1 clue. Very good. Another clue generator. Then we have the blunderbuss, a cost of 2. Item, weapon. When resolving a combat encounter, you may gain +2 strength. If you do, each 6 you roll when resolving a strength test during a combat encounter counts as 2 successes, and each one negates 1 success. So could come in useful. And finally we have the wireless report, a cost of 1. Service, teamwork. When you gain this card, immediately give any number of clues to another investigator on any space, then discard this card. This is really good. This is really good. So, yeah, I can see certain circumstances where that'll be awesome. Alright, so that is the reserve refilled. So she moved and she did an acquire assets action. She just about managed to scramble the money together after that awful roll. And yes, that is it for Jenny. So next up is Diana Stanley. Diana had been made. She was sure of it. She had thought her snooping in the lodge headquarters had gone well. She had raided Sanford's office and copied herself another of his closely guarded spells, and she'd also noticed some interesting invoices for a charter to Greenland, of all places. She had left without any trouble at all, so she thought at the time. But now she was being followed. Someone was asking around after her, and her apartment was being watched. She waited till dark, then slipped out of the back window, hopped over to the adjoining building's fire escape and clambered down to the alley. The ship to Greenland was leaving just before dawn. She would be on it, and she'd find out what the lodge was up to in the frozen north. Hopefully she would shake her pursuer at the same time. And here we are with Diana. Fortunately, she didn't shake her pursuer, but she's going to come back from Greenland, so hopefully she can do it on the return trip. So, yes, she's going to come back to Arkham, and we're going to have another go at getting rid of this wanted condition. Then what we're going to do is, I think, we will use Arcane Insight again. But this time, rather than give the clue to Leo, he's already got 4 clues. I think that's enough. She's going to get herself another clue. Because remember, we've still got to get to space 14 and deal with that rumour at some point. We've got 3 reckonings to do it, because it's got 3 Eldritch tokens on it. But hopefully she'll be able to go over there. She'll be able to spend the necessary clues, and she can get rid of that rumour. Okay, let's get back to the board and let's see how she gets on. And here we are with Diana. So she's going to come back to Arkham, just here. And because she's actually travelled some distance, we get to roll a single die. And what we want is a 4, a 5 or a 6. Come on, Diana, you can do it, kid. A 3, so close. She just cannot shake this pursuer off. And that's a nightmare. So we get to keep the wanted condition. And yes, that's bad news. Very bad news. Now, okay, Arcane Insight. So we're just going to do our usual, well, we've been doing it for the past few rounds, haven't we? So we get 5 dice, and yes, we just want to get as many successes as we can. But this time, it's not going to Leo, it's going to Diana herself. And she's got plenty of tomes and everything, so we shouldn't lose any sanity. We just need at least 1 success, I think. So, away we go. That is 1 success. 1 fell out, so I'll put that in. Look at this, 1s and 2s. At least we got a single success. I think that's alright. We've got re-rolls, haven't we? Hang on, before I go flicking that over. I do have at least 1 re-roll, I think. Yes, off the ancient manuscript. And I've got a re-roll off the Grizzly Totem as well, but we'll just re-roll 1 of these. And she's got 1 success. So let's just quickly re-roll 1 of these. And she doesn't get another success, so it's just a single success. And flicking this over, knowledge floods your mind, straining at your mortal brain. The investigator loses 1 sanity for each clue that they have, unless they have a tome possession. She does have a tome possession, so that's fine. Not brilliant. Not brilliant. A bit of a change around from the last episode, where we seem to be getting absolutely everything. But yes, you can't shake off that bloody pursuer. That is, that's a bit worrying. I think we do have, even if we get a reckoning, yes, we do have an observation test, and she's got an observation of 3. So hopefully, you know, she'll be able to avoid flipping the card over anyway. She does get that arcane insight clue, however, so I'll put that onto her play tray, and she's now got 2 clues. Awesome. Okay, so that is it for Diana, back in Arkham. Next up, it is Leo Anderson. A few days in Panama and Leo was off again. Time to head back to the States. His team was assembled. Well, almost. Something was missing, but there was no time to lose. The Stanley girl had cabled him about lodge activity in Arkham. That bastard Sanford was still up to his tricks, no doubt. Leo would head there first and maybe catch up with Diana. He got a cab to the train station with Jenny, who was going to New Orleans. He waved her goodbye before waiting for a later service. It was safer that they both travelled separately. Sitting at the station bar, he saw 2 priests making their way onto the bustling concourse. Of course! Leo had all the science and logistics covered on his new team, but he had forgotten the spiritual. He hurried after the ecclesiastical pair. Alright, here we are with Leo. Yes, Father Maluzzo and the Vatican missionary are now part of his huge team. Look at all these allies he's got. Okay, and he's also got the arcane blade he got last time as well. Not the ancient blade, arcane. And yeah, so he's got all of this like stuff. And he completed his personal story. He's got 4 clues. We've rested him up a bit. So yes, I think he's ready to sort of head on out now. So first of all, what he's going to do is he's going to prepare for travel, is what he's going to do. And he's just going to take a train ticket, because after all, he's at the train station. And yeah, he's going to take a train ticket, and then he is going to travel. So let's get across to the board and see where he's going. And here we are with Leo. We already knew where he was going. So he goes to Space 6, then he spends his train ticket, and he toddles along to Arkham, where he meets up with Diana there. So he's in Arkham. That is it for his action phase. That is it for everybody's action phase. Next up is the encounter phase. And here we are at the encounter phase with Finn, and yes, he's got to take this on a dead on. He's blessed, fortunately, and he's going to use his expert's blade. But first of all, yes, we've got to do the old horror check. So if this will actually focus at some point. So we've got to get at least 2 successes here. At least we've got blessed dice. So 2 successes, and he has a very good will, I believe. Yes, he's got a will of 4. And does he get anything from anything else? I don't think so. No. So he's just got 4 blessed dice here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And come on, 2 successes, Finn. 2 successes, kid. And he gets 3 6s. He didn't even need blessed dice. The man's an absolute beast. So, yes, passes that with no problems. Then what we've got to do is get this to focus again. And we've got a strength test -1, and we need at least 3 successes to avoid getting any damage. And those 3 successes will also successfully kill this bloody horrible thing. And I wish I'd rolled the 3 6s now. But we are blessed, so we have got a good chance. So he has a strength of 4. And does he get any other help? Not off those, but he does here. He gets +2 to combat encounters off the Expert's Blade. So that's 6 dice. -1 is 5 dice. It was a -1, wasn't it? Yes, it was. So he's got 5 dice and we need 3 successes. Come on, you can do it if I can find my shaker. Yes! A 6, a 5 and a 4. A 4's good enough because he's blessed. We've killed this guy. And yes, we needed to get rid of him. Otherwise, there was a good chance everybody was going to get cursed at some point. So that goes back into the bag. And that is great stuff from good old Finn there. I'm just thinking what to do next. I think we will now try and close this gate. We couldn't do that before we killed the monster because you can't do anything till you get rid of a monster on your space. We've done that, and that does mean we can use the Otherworld deck, which is here, and we'll give that a cut and just pop it down there, and we'll flick it over and see where we end up. So this is the card. It's a Lost Carcosa card, and I'm going to have to scan that, aren't I? So let's go through the card. Should come up anytime now. At an elaborate masquerade, you talk to decadent partygoers who are all manoeuvring to be declared as the proper heir to the crown. That is an influence test. I don't think his influence is great. Oh no, it's not bad. 3. So he is quite persuasive. So that's 3 blessed dice. And we'll pick these 3 that succeeded. And we'll give those a roll. I don't think there are any penalties, are they? No, it's just a straight test. Come on, Finn. And he gets a 6, so he does pass. We can move on to the success part, which is here in the middle. Believing that you can help him, a guest attempts to bribe you, gain an artifact. Oh, fantastic. Where's the artifact deck? That is here. So here's the artifact deck. We'll give it a cut. And what else? Oh, upside down. This is the card. We've got the Sword of St. Jerome, which is one of the best weapons in the game, if I recall correctly. So this should be coming up anytime now. Sword of St. Jerome, item, weapon, magical, gain +2 will. Oh yes. +5 strength when resolving combat encounters. If you defeat a monster during a combat encounter, recover 1 sanity. This is just amazing. Good old Expert's Blade did its business, but yes, it's going to be the Sword of St. Jerome from now on. And that is absolutely brilliant. I'll just put these over here out of the way and we'll carry on reading the card. Seeing this, the Queen demands that you unmask. Oh dear. She questions you relentlessly in an attempt to discover what you've learned. Become delayed unless you spend 2 clues. Ah, we haven't got 2 clues to spend. So we're going to become delayed, unfortunately. And it means we can't close the gate either. But you know what? I think it's worth it. It's worth it, I think, to actually get that. And yeah. Oh, if only I'd had 2 clues. Bummer, still. That's the way it goes. So we'll discard that. And we've got his delayed. In fact, I'm not so sure now. I'd probably prefer to close the gate and not be delayed. But that's the way it's gone. He's got delayed. But at least it's not a complete, you know, disaster. He has managed to get a really good weapon there. Okay, so that is it for Finn. And next up is going to be Jenny. And here we are with Jenny in San Francisco. So let's do a quick cut. And yeah, this is the card that we get. I'll scan that and let's read San Francisco. You find an occult book in a crumbling mansion. Gain 1 tome, unique asset. So I've got to get the unique asset deck out. And once again, I'm going to be scanning tons of stuff. So we'll do a cut there, and then I'll take it off the bottom. And that's not a tome. The Eye of Light, sorry, so I'll do it this way. The Eye of Darkness is not a tome either. And a Tilton is not a tome. The Stone Tablet is not a tome. Oh, here we go. Stone Chest, no. Tablet Shards, no. Bloody hell. Right, keep going. No. Agency Secrets, no. Trinket, ally. Trinket, ally. Item. Relic Tome, an ancient scroll. So this is the one that we finally got. Let me pick up all the rest. And I'll just give this deck a quick shuffle, seeing as we've gone through about half of it. There we go. Okay, so quick shuffle. And I'll put that back. And the Ancient Scroll should be coming up on your screen anytime. Okay, Ancient Scroll, unique asset. Item, Relic, Tome. When you gain this card from the deck, improve your lore. Awesome, so I'll just get an improvement token. Lore, nice. So if you can pick one out. Come on, get out. Bear with me, viewers. Right, I finally got a +1 improvement token out. So her lore's now 2 as opposed to 1. So not bad for her. Once per round, when you pass a lore test as part of the spell effect, we can flip this card. So we'll put it with all of her other stuff, of which there is loads, and that's good. Okay, so she did that. Was there anything else on the card? Strange gongs begin to sound and dark spirits appear, so we've got to test will. So we do have to do a roll. Her will is actually 4. I've got to go through absolutely everything that she's got to see if she's got anything else that'll help with that. Protective Amulet only gives a +1 during combat encounters, so we can't use that. And the Arcane Assistant doesn't help, Painkillers don't help. The Black Fan gives us +2 will. So she's actually got a will then of 5, because she got +1 from the improvement token as well. So, and it's just a straight will test. So 5 dice, and we just need a success, please. And we do get a success. A lot of 4s, but only 1 5. So she has passed, and hopefully that'll mean nothing happens. If you pass, your senses become sharper. Improve observation. So we've improved observation as well. Brilliant. I'm not interested in the fail condition, but you guys can read it if you wish. And that to one side, because I'm going to have to scan it. And observation is going to go up. Great. So her observation is now 3. So she's enjoying San Francisco, is Jenny. Isn't she just? She's improving herself. Excellent. So we'll put that back up here. And yes, that was a really good encounter there. So bit of a mixed bag on the encounters so far. Finn getting delayed, not brilliant, but the Sword of Jerome, very good. And an extremely good encounter there from Jenny. Okay, after Jenny, it's Diana, so let's get over to Arkham. And here we are in Arkham. So I have to get the deck out again, because obviously we're still in North America, so we'll give it another cut. and we'll see what she gets. So that's her card. I've put it the right way round. Scan this, you should be reading it anytime now. The special at Velma's Diner reinvigorates you. Recover 1 health. Oh, that's good. So we get a health back. And that puts her up to 4 health, so that's good. Excellent. Velma asks you about an occult book that was left as a tip. Who leaves an occult book as a tip? So that's law -1, but it is law -1, and law is her favourite subject. So she's got 5 law, and she's got a reroll as well, hasn't she? Yes, we used 1 reroll, but she's got another reroll on the Grizzly Totem. Once per round, you may reroll 1 die when resolving a test. So she does have 1 spare. It was a -1 test, wasn't it? It was, so she's going to roll 4 dice. But we do have a reroll. Come on. She gets 2 successes with a 6 and a 5. Great stuff. If you pass, you grasp its true importance. Gain 1 tome unique asset. Here we go, another one of them. I'll get the deck out again. So here we are. I've shuffled it off camera, but I'll do a cut. And now we just go from the bottom till we get a tome. It could take ages. Oh, come on. Still not 1 turned up. I don't think there's that many actually. Oh, item total. Mythos Codex. Whoop, nearly dropped it. Mythos Codex. I'll read it out in a second after I've sorted all this out. And done yet another shuffle, because I've gone through half the deck again. Right, there we go. I'll put those back. And the Mythos Codex. Let's have a read of this. Mythos Codex, unique asset, item, tome. As an action, you muster the courage to look upon the secrets of the universe. Test will. If you pass, the pages contain knowledge your mind can hardly fathom, and flip this card. What's her will? Obviously can't do it now. We've got to do it as an action, but I'm just checking her will. Her will's not good actually, it's only 2. And she might have a few bonuses to that obviously, but I think we could do with giving this to one of our other characters if we get a chance, one with better will. But yes, you know, don't look a gift horse in the mouth. We'll take the Mythos Codex, no problem. And then we'll just check the rest of the card. Yeah, it's just the fail thing. So we didn't fail. And that is it for the lovely Diana Stanley. We'll keep the deck there because next up it's Leo. And Leo is also in Arkham. And here we are with Leo. So we'll do a cut for him as well. And if we can pick the deck up, there we go. And this is the card that he is going to get. And here we are, Arkham. You find a treasure in Dark's Hall of Mirrors. Gain 1 random magical asset from the deck. It's just giving me tons of stuff, so I've got to scan everything. I can see what you're doing, game. So we get a magical asset from the deck. And and well, we've got to do that first, haven't we? I think by the deck it means the asset deck. So here we are, and it's making me do this all the time as well. This is why I did it off camera, and then I get a bleeding brilliant card, and it means I have to do this on camera from now on. So what was it? A magical... Yes, just any magical asset. A trinket is not magical. Oh, magical relic, second one. Good. I don't care if it's crap. At least it was, at least it came up quickly. So protected totem is what we've got. Item, magical relic. Once per round, if you would lose a total of 2 or more health and or sanity, you may prevent 1 of that loss. Good. It's only a cost of 1, but yeah, that is a very good card, I think. And we will definitely take that. And we will give that to Leo to put... He's got loads of stuff now. And he'll probably find that very helpful when he starts taking those goat spawn on in London, because we've got to crack on with the Hour of the Moon Lens Mystery next turn. So that's going to be very helpful. But we've still got this card to go through. You try to find your way through the maze. So that is an observation test. What is his observation? His observation is 3. I've got to go through everything else, because he may be getting observation from all sorts of things that he's got. Bear with me. Is there anything that improves his observation? You know what? He's got all those allies and not one of them helps improve his observation. And nothing else does either. So he's just got 3 observation dice by the look of it. We'll take those 2 successes there and that 3. And we'll roll. Yes, there's no penalty or bonus. And yeah, just need 1 success. Come on, Leo. He gets a 6, demands a star. And let's see what that does. If you pass, the mirrors reveal a secret. Gain 1 non-ritual spell, something else that, that I can stand. So it's a non-ritual spell. So that means either a glamour or an incantation. I've got those split. So here's the glamour deck, and here is the incantation deck. I'm going to roll a die, and yeah, 1 to 3 is going to be glamour, 4 to 6 is going to be an incantation. Yes, I was hoping not to get a glamour. I don't particularly like glamours. They're okay, but I'm not a big fan. So we've got the incantation deck. I will do a cut, and then we will pull off the bottom, and we have got intervene. So I'll read that for you now. Intervene spell, incantation, teamwork. When another investigator resolves a combat encounter, you may test law. If you pass, that investigator gains +3 combat during that encounter, and then you flip the card. So pretty good, pretty good. Put that over here, and I think that is it. Yeah, the other one's just the fail condition. I'm not interested in that. You can read it if you wish. So that is finally it for the encounter phase. A pretty good encounter phase. The only fly in the ointment is poor old Finn being delayed by the Queen of Carcosa. And, but he's a nice looking lad. So that's probably why she's trying to keep him there for a bit longer. He'll be able to come out next turn, and well, he'll be able to stand up next turn anyway. And yeah, so a bit of a bummer, but yeah, I'll have to check actually. Can he do an encounter next turn? I think he can do an encounter. He just can't do any actions in the action phase, and yeah, so because he can't do any actions in the action phase, he can't get to space 10 to complete his personal story, so he may as well stay at the pyramids and yeah, try and close that gate. Unfortunately, if we get Omen track movement, it does go onto a blue constellation, so we'll see what the Mythos phase brings. Talking of the Mythos phase, that's next. And here we are at the laugh and the chuckle phase, so let's get on with it. So first of all, we need to find out what the bad news is, and yeah, it's a bloody reckoning, but no tentacles again. But what does that prove? So first of all, we've got omen movement. So yes, we go onto a blue constellation gate. Now I think what that means is we're going to lose some doom, one for each gate. That is a blue constellation. We've only got the pyramids gate, so we're down to 12, but we're doing excellently on the doom track. That's not something to worry about. We do have an actual gate, so we don't have to promote a new one, and I think that is fine. Then we move on to resolving reckoning effects. This is my favourite part. It takes ages. Anybody who says Eldritch Horror is not as finicky as Arkham Horror is talking rubbish. They are equally as finicky, especially when you do reckoning effects. Alright, so let's have a look. We've got to do this in order. So, first of all, we've got to do monsters. We do have the Proto-Shoggoth. Now, I think this just moves one space towards the closest investigator. Yes. Fortunately, Finn is 2 away. So this goes to Istanbul. And he doesn't have to fight it, fortunately. So that was okay. I don't think we've got any other monsters that require... No, there's no other monsters that have got a reckoning on, that's fine. So, having done that, we have a look at the ancient one. So, what do we do here on a reckoning? We spawn one monster on a random space. So, random space is going to be space 13. We did... Oh no, 13's fine. 13 is fine, because that's right up there. I thought it was space 14 for a minute where the rumour is, and I was just going to have a rant, but I can stop now. 13 is where it's going, the back end of nowhere. Let's pick one out, and we get a vampire. So a vampire is going to space 13. Let me get a stand for it. I don't think... Yeah, so that's the vampire. Flick it over. 3 toughness, so it is pretty tough. Will test, we've got to get at least 1 success not to lose any sanity. The combat test is strength -2. Got to get at least 2 successes. If we fail the will test, do not resolve the strength test. If you lose health from the strength test and this monster is not defeated, it recovers 2 health because it's a vampire, you see. And it drains you. But thankfully it's up here in the middle of nowhere in the Arctic. I don't think that puts us anywhere near 10 monsters. It does not. It gives us 4 monsters, so that's fine. Just check if there's anything else on the AO sheet. No. So that's him done. Her done. I do apologise, Shub. You're a she. So she's been done. Then we've got mythos cards. So first of all, we'll do the rumour, because that came out first. So randomise the gate stack. We'll do that in a second. That's here. I moved it out of the way to do a bit of filming. So we've got to randomise this gate stack. So we'll do that after a fashion. They're not really made for shuffling, but there we go, we've randomised it. We'll give it a cut as well. The gate stack has been randomised. Doesn't really affect us because we haven't been able to see what's on the top, so we're not really bothered. Discard 1 Eldritch token. So we're down to 2 Eldritch tokens now. We will have to get over to space 14. We've got a bit yet, but yeah. That refocuses us onto that particular rumour. So we've done that. We've got the rumour here from last time, and the lead investigator loses 1 sanity, then discard this card. So we're going to discard the card, but it does mean that Finn loses a sanity. He's down to 2 sanity now. Thank God for his whiskey. And I think that is it now for mythos cards. They've been done. And now we've got possessions and conditions. Now, previously, when we had the reckoning cards, we didn't have any. But I think we've got a few now, so just bear with me. I'm going to get them out, and we'll just do it one investigator at a time. And I am back. So first of all, we got Finn, and the only one we need to roll for is his blessed condition. So what we don't want here is a 1 or a 2. We'll roll with the blessed die because he's still blessed for the time being. Come on. Come on. A 6, yes. So he keeps his blessed condition. That's great. Put that back over here. And yes, that's what we wanted. We wanted to keep that blessed condition. Then Jenny hasn't got anything, but we have got that wanted condition for Diana. So she's got to test her observation. But remember, she still has the Grizzly Totem reroll. We didn't use that one. We used the reroll for one of her tomes. We used that. But she has got a Grizzly Totem reroll that she can use once per round. And we haven't used that. So we're going to have to test her observation, which I think is 3, isn't it? Yes, it's 3, so she's got 3 dice. So 1, 2, 3, and a single reroll. Come on. A 6, yes. Whew. Yes, we didn't need to use the reroll. That's great. So we don't have to flip the card. She was able, she saw the pursuers coming to like try and capture her, and she managed to slip from their grasp, so we don't have to flip this card. That's given us a bit more time to try and get rid of that card, because I don't like it. And finally, yes, a good reckoning thing to roll on. Father Maluzzo. This is for Leo, and let's see if we can get him blessed, because we roll 1 die, and on a 4, 5 or 6 we'll gain a blessed condition. So we could do with getting blessed here. So come on. Those have been knocked out of the way. Yeah, they were both in the South Atlantic, those clues, weren't they? Yes, that's correct. And we're going to roll a die. And I'm going to re-roll that 6. Come on, a 4, 5 or 6. Oh, a 3. No. So we didn't get blessed. Nothing bad happened, but yeah, we would have liked to have got blessed off Father Maluzzo, but it was not to be. And I think that is it for all of our reckoning effects. Alright, so we've done that, and then we've got to spawn a gate. And let's see what we juggled these into. We've got the Heart of Africa, and we've got another red sunburst gate. We're going to lose a lot of doom next turn, because we're going on to a red sunburst. If we get omen trap movement, then I think we've got 4 gates. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, this is the 4th gate. That is a red sunburst gate. So that goes on the Heart of Africa. And it's not too bad. I mean, we have got 12 doom on the doom track. What are we on? We're on about turn 6. We haven't lost any doom whatsoever. So, well, 1 doom we've lost in all that time, because we started with 13. So, not ideal, but yeah, I think we'll have to just take it on the chin if we do get omen trap movement next turn. I don't think we can close too many of these. We might be able to close Arkham Gate next turn, I suppose. But, yeah. Actually, is there more than that? There's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5, because Atlantis as well. We might well have to close the Arkham Gate next turn, whether we want to or not. Because, yeah, 4, I was 5 gates. That must be every single red sunburst gate in the actual stack. Oh, right, anyway. We've got to pull a monster, haven't we? Monster. And let's get something easy for the Heart of Africa, if you please. And what do we get? A star vampire is not easy. Oh. But it's got a spawn on it, so it's obviously going to move off somewhere. I'd have preferred it to stay in the Heart of Africa, out of the way, to be honest. So it's it's tough. 4 toughness. Will test is -1 for the horror check, and we've got to get 3 successes or we start losing sanity. The combat check is strength -2. This is a tough monster, and we need 2 successes, otherwise we will start taking damage. When this monster is spawned, advance the omen by 1 unless the investigators as a group spend 2 clues. Well, we're going to have to do that, aren't we? Because otherwise... or do we just take the hit now? Do we just take the hit now? Yeah, we're just going to take the hit now. It's going to happen eventually. And we'll have quite a bit of time before it gets back to a red sunburst again. So what we're going to do is, this guy does stay in the heart of Africa, is yes, we're going to take that. So we move around to a red sunburst, and that means there are 5 red sunburst gates, so we lose 5 of these. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're down to 7 doom. But you know what, I think that was going to happen at some point anyway. We've just got loads of these. We might have been able to take 1 off, you know, if we'd managed to shut Arkham. But if we hadn't, we'd have still took... next omen trap movement, we'd have still lost 5 doom anyway. So let's just lose it now, keep those clues, because we've got that rumour to get rid of, and we've got what else? We've got we need the clues for something else as well, don't we? Oh yes, we need to get to London, and it's part of the mystery. We've got to spend clues. So that's nasty. That is nasty. Okay, so we've pulled the gate. And blimey, we haven't even got on to what it's got written on the card yet. So let's get to that. It was so much worse than you thought. This ancient creature had not just established a presence here; it had infected every aspect of the city down to its roots. Well, down to the heart of Africa's roots. What a bloody horrible monster! Everything is under control. Event. Spawn 1 monster on each space containing a gate that corresponds to the current omen. I should have read this for... Well, you can't read this first, can you? So this just goes to show you I didn't read it first. Because now we're going to get 5 monsters. Oh, that's going to... How many monsters have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got 5 monsters. That's going to put us to 10 monsters. Don't think we reduce doom by 2 because that's already gone as part of the reckoning effect. We've already done that, so even though it'll get us to 10 monsters, I don't think that is going to cause us a problem. That is so unlucky. That is so unlucky. It's just the way it fell, you know. I didn't read that. You're not meant to read that. You're meant to do those 3 first, and I just made the wrong call. Just thinking, well, we're going to lose 5 anyway, but now we're going to get 5 extra monsters as well. But c'est la vie, that's the way it goes, this game. So we'll start from Arkham and just make our way this way. So Arkham gets... what does it get? It gets a witch. Atlantis gets... what does Atlantis get? A Shan. They're bloody horrible, from what I recall. The next one will be the Heart of Africa as we go along. That's a cultist. I'd have preferred that at Arkham because then Diana Stanley could have got rid of it. Never mind. And the next one is... You're joking. Not another star vampire. There's 2 star vampires. Oh, star vampire. Damn it. That goes to the Himalayas. We're going to have to pay the 2 clues now. And next is a giant penguin. That would have gone to Shanghai, but I do know that this ends up going to Antarctica. Put it down there. Right, first things first, star vampire. It's exactly the same. We're not going to, except this time, we're not going to let it advance this. Or are we? Because we go to a blue constellation then, and we've got a blue constellation gate, we'd lose another. Is it worth it? Is it worth it? We're going to risk it. We're going to let it go. So Doom goes down to 6. There we are. Woohoo! This is really why you should shut gates. I haven't been doing, because I thought we had at least one more turn, but getting 2 star vampires, you can't really can't really legislate for that. No need to go through the star vampire again. We've done that. But yeah, we've let it tick round again, and yes, we're now on 6 Doom. The cultist we've seen before, so I'll just put that on a stand. That's here. Another reckoning, then it'll turn into a goat spawn or something. And what else? The giant penguin. We'll have a quick look at this. It does go to Antarctica. 2 toughness, +1 will for the horror check. Got to get at least 1 success or you lose a sanity. It's -1 on the combat check for your strength test. 2 successes to stop yourself losing any health. When this monster is spawned, it goes to Antarctica. If you lose health from the strength test, you gain an injury condition because it's a huge penguin. And we'll pop that on Antarctica. So this was a horrible mythos phase. Just a couple of bad choices, which I don't think it can be blamed for. To be fair, it's just just a horrible coincidence. The Shan. So this is 2 toughness monster. The horror check is a will test -1. Got to get at least 2 successes or lose sanity. The combat check is a strength test, and at least 1 success to avoid damage. Physical resistance, so we need magical weapons against it. If you lose sanity from the will test, advance Doom by 1 unless you spend a clue. And oh yeah, this is a nasty one because you discard the nearest clue on a reckoning. So yeah. Bad. So that's Atlantis with the crawling one. What a lovely place the Bahamas is at this time of year. And then we've got a witch, another monster with a reckoning. And yes, so 1 toughness, that's not too bad. Will test is -1 for the horror check, and at least you don't lose any sanity. And strength test for the combat is -1. Got to get a single success or take damage. If you fail the will test, however, gain a curse condition. Oh, how happy days. And on a reckoning, each investigator who has a curse condition loses 1 health. But if you haven't got curse conditions, that's fine. Alright, so we're in a right pickle. Everything was going alright till the mythos phase, but how often do you say that in this game? So we've got a witch down there. Oh, that was just so unlucky. We've lost 6 Doom there in a single turn. To be expected, because we had so many red sunburst gates, but we were unlucky in that we drew another red sunburst gate, and then we drew 2 bloody star vampires. And rather than spend the clues, I let the omen track advance, like it says, and that's where the 6 Doom came from. To be honest though, I think we'd have lost 5 Doom next turn anyway, but losing the extra 1, that's bad. And now we're down at 6 Doom. I'm not so confident that we're going to win this game. I thought we were going to breeze it, but now it's going to be a little bit of a nail biter. Yes, we're up against it now, I think. So I was going to put that in the discard, but I'm going to have to scan it, aren't I? So yeah, losing 6 Doom in a single turn, bad. But we haven't spent any clues. I think that's important. I think if we've got a chance in this game, we've got to keep those clues. To stop it moving onto the red sunburst, you know, it's in the end we would have had to spend 4 clues. I'm not spending 4 clues. We need them for the mystery. The mystery is how you win the game. So I was thinking of spending the 2 clues that Diana had got, you know, for the rumour, because she has got arcane insight. But we've got to crack on. So, you know, I'm sorry. Yeah, we're just going to keep the clues. We're going to go to London, and we're going to try and solve that mystery. In fact, I think I might send Diana and Leo to London to try and do that now. Leo does have a spare weapon that she can use, so perhaps they can trade in London, and let's get that second mystery done next turn by killing a couple of goat spawns, spending those clues. Then they can move on towards space 14 in order to stop that rumour, and we'll see what the new mystery is. Because I'm confident that we are going to complete Hour of the Moonlens next turn. It's no good like being doom and gloom. No, we're going to do it, and we're going to get the third mystery out. It's going to prove to be a doddle, and we're going to win easily anyway. Oh my god, look at the state of this. Oh yeah, the other thing of course is we do now have, I'm sure we've got 10 now, haven't we? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So next time we get a reckoning, we will lose 2 doom. Unless we can kill something. But the 2 people we've got to kill things, we want to move to London. Perhaps Jennifer can kill something. Or perhaps not. I don't think she's anywhere near being able to kill anything. So that'll be Finn, but Finn's delayed. So yeah, we'll probably lose another couple of doom. I'm just on a bit of a downer now looking at this board. It's just full of monsters. God, if we hadn't got that agency quarantine. Anyway, I'm wittering on. Okay, right. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for all the views and for all the subscriptions. Thank you for all the likes and the dislikes because you're still watching. And thank you for all the help and support. You are all marvellous. Anyone who's been across the board game links to upvote the site, thank you. And also a big thank you to anybody at BGG who's liked the video threads over there, made a comment, dropped Geek Gold, anything like that. Thank you so much. If you've noticed any errors, there may well be, because that got a bit mad at the end there with everything that was happening. So I could well have missed something, and it could well be a lot more terrible than it currently is. So if I have missed anything, please let me know. Certainly let me know if there's something that doesn't make it as bad. But I don't think that is possible. I think if I've made an error anywhere, it's probably like it should be a bit worse than it actually is. And yes, as I said, thank you for watching episode 6. I hope to see you in episode 7. But until then, this is me, Catweazle, saying toodaloo.